Whoever said that disabilities and sport aren't made for each other? Today on The Sport Dealer, we'll be showcasing a phenomenal athlete who never gave up. Despite losing his left arm at a very young age in a wakeboarding accident. And if you're still not convinced, the incredible Logan Aldridge is living proof that you don't need two arms to achieve the impossible. Since a very young age, this Raleigh, North Carolina native has been a sports junkie. Before settling on fitness, he tried his hand at football, baseball, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, and even gave extreme sports like wakeboarding a go. And it was during a wakeboarding session that his life would change forever. At just 13 years old, Logan experienced a serious accident, which would deprive him the use of his left arm for the rest of his life. And the worst thing about it, Logan is a lefty. As a result of his terrible accident, Logan was going to have to adapt to his new life. But he never once thought about giving up. He was ready to do everything to overcome whatever obstacle he needed to and become the best version of himself. But before that, he had to go back to school and stay active. Getting used to a serious handicap like his own was going to take an unreal amount of perseverance. As soon as he was back in class, Logan just wanted to carry on as normal. And if there was one thing he was looking forward to, it was getting back to playing sports with his buddies. He never once considered letting his new handicap tell him what he could and couldn't do. He refused to only play sports that could be played with just one hand. That would have been way too easy. No, Logan wanted a challenge. He realized that he would need to change his lifestyle and his training plan to better suit his new requirements. At that point in his life, Logan didn't know that there were specialist competitions for disabled athletes. They can't have been as well promoted or accessible as they are now. And yet, they would soon become what we know today, in part thanks to him. But Logan would soon start competing and showing off his talent, and it would be completely by chance. At the time, Logan often trained at a wakeboard and skate shop. One day, someone told him there was an article written about him. The article talked about how he lost his arm and the impact it had on him. But it would also mention how he was attending an exclusive para-wakeboarding event in Orlando, Florida. But the thing is, that was the first Logan had ever heard about it. Whoever wrote the article must be embarrassed about getting their facts wrong, but Logan couldn't be happier. To hear about such an incredible event and be given the chance to compete again, that's just the type of guy Logan is. When he's competing in parasport events, Logan finally feels comfortable in his own skin. And he's even made friends with several other competitors with similar disabilities. These friendships helped him feel less isolated and let him gradually accept his difference, seeing people defy the odds and overcome their disability every day. Well, that gave him ideas too. At each event, Logan discovered new exercises and set about changing his daily routine and the way he saw the world. Logan would go on to ask himself how he might better adapt his workouts to his single arm, or for someone with a different disability to his own. Without quite knowing it, Logan had kick-started his career in personal training. During his college years, Logan became more and more fascinated with what the human body could do and how you can push it to exceed its limits. He also started to play high-level lacrosse and share his experiences through public speaking arrangements. Most notably, he went to speak about his personal journey at the University of North Carolina Children's Hospital. He also started to develop his physical abilities and began pushing his limit. But in order to make the necessary steps forward, he would also learn how to use 3D printing to make prosthesis. His love for fitness and his desire to make changes to his life would push him to start thinking about how he could help people with disabilities, create a workout plan that could be tailored to their specific needs. His goal was to make fitness accessible to anyone who might have felt intimidated by it due to their disability. Currently 32 years of age, Logan Aldridge lives in New York and has become more than just your standard fitness coach. His sessions are welcome to people with all sorts of disabilities. Whether you can stand on both feet or you're in a wheelchair, you're sure to benefit from one of his tailor-made classes. For instance, people in wheelchairs benefit from working on groups of muscles that help them move their body in and out of their wheelchair. It makes perfect sense. Logan also noticed that these exercises help his students with their self-esteem and give them a way of becoming more independent. No matter your level or your disability, Logan definitely has a workout just for you. Since his accident, Logan has never stopped being a shining example and motivating his students to push their limits even further. And that's something that can also be applied to his own achievements and personal goals. In 2019, Logan Aldridge was even able to lift just over 200 pounds above his head. And at the time, he thought that was his absolute max. But for 2 whole years, he trained like a demon by switching up workouts as much as possible and making sure he never stopped giving 110%. The result? In 2021, he shattered his personal best at an official event with a 225-pound clean and jerk. It's an incredible performance that only he could pull off. After that, he decided there's no stopping Logan Aldridge. His next goal? Lifting more than 250 pounds. And given the path he's walked to reach this point, it's well within his reach. And by creating even more exercises that are suitable to all sorts of disabilities, Logan is hoping to change the way people see disabilities altogether. He's a real inspiration and someone who tries to set an example for others every day of his life. Unlike pretty much every other human being, losing an arm has made Logan even stronger. It has let him find meaning in his life and help thousands of others in the process.